In this video, we're gonna go ahead and start attaching the web onto the glove. So for the tools that you're gonna need for this is a lace with your lacing needle. You're gonna go ahead and use the same tools we've been using. So clippers, round nose pliers, and then also making sure we have a little ruler handy. So we're gonna start on the top of the web here with these two holes. I like to start on the left side here and get started. So we're going on the inside of the web here, coming out the side. Go ahead and pull that through. And then we're gonna be leaving 4 inches for the tail on this one. There we go. I'll go ahead and move on to the back of the index finger. It's gonna be a second hole down right here. I like to hold the web there, just to get it matched up easy. Don't pull too hard, make sure you keep that same length there. Go ahead and give it a half twist, so that way we'll get the smooth side laying up there. Pull the slack out there. And then we're gonna go straight through the bridge at the top of the web here, all the way across. Making sure we don't have any twists going through the inside. So we have our first half done. So literally just making a big rectangle. It's hooked on that side. Now we just gotta hook it onto the other side here. And going down to that next hole. Then here is when I will like to check the tension on it. You want to have just a slight gap in between the fingers and the web there, just so it can move properly without being bound up at all. So about right there. I'll go ahead and pull slack out. And then from here, we're going through the inside of the web and coming out that hole right there. And making sure we don't have any twists. It should be smooth side showing up right there. Smooth side laying nice and flat on the front and no twist going across through the bridge. We'll double check that we still are at 4 inches. So this one got pulled a little bit, which that one could just be extra slack in there. So yeah, so just doing that fixed it to 4. If it does get pulled a little bit too far, you can just run the lace, pull it back, and then I'll give you a little bit extra. So I'll show you what to do if you do need to do that. Just give it a little pull there, and just working your way in reverse. And double check in tension, and then you can measure it again, which now this one's slightly longer, so I'll just go ahead and clip off that excess. Match it on the other side, and then go ahead and tie your knot. So that's how you do the top section. Now let's get started on the bottom section. This one we only have 2 holes here, so it's gonna be a lot easier than if you have the 4 holes. So all we gotta do, just start on the left side here, all the way through, out the side, kind of like we did on the top. Same as the top, leaving 4 inches here. And going down to that hole right next to it. Getting pulling all the slack out there. Nice and clean. Then we are going to move on to the X's. We're going to come out, go through the side there, and then just come out that first hole. And pull the slack out. Go ahead and move on to the bottom part of the X's. This time, you're not going all the way through to the front. We'll make 2 passes. So on the first one, you're just gonna go in between the layers, so not all the way through the front, and just go into that next hole there on the side. This here, you wanna have the rough side of the leather facing up on the inside. so that way it's got the smooth side that's going to be on the part that's on the outside that's showing. We'll move on to the middle 2 holes on the web there. That pulled all the way through. And then check tension on this one. I like to have the holes lined up on there and then just give it a quick tug to make sure we have a nice even gap at the bottom there. Then again, moving down to the next set of holes on the bottom, again not going all the way through the front. And we're gonna go ahead and go back to do our second passes, making sure to go underneath of this first lace. That's how I like to match them up, so that way we have symmetrical on the top here. Then I'm gonna go ahead, work my way back over so we can restart the X's and do our second pass. So I'm gonna go in that last hole here, going back to where we started our X's. And then again, making sure that you have the rough side of the leather facing up on the inside here. Again, I'm gonna check my tension right there real quick. And then go under this top lace, so that way laces are stacked up and not getting sandwiched. Doing that hole there. This time going all the way through to the front. And then just matching that tension as we did on the first run. Moving on to the second X. Again, making sure to check that tension. If I go too much, it's gonna start messing things up. And if you go too loose, you're gonna have a gap there. So just make sure that they're the same. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and get it finished off. Again, going under that top lace there. That matched up, coming out the side. Just like that there. Then going in the side of the web, back out to that last hole. Making sure there's no twists. Double checking tension on everything. Double check that it's still 4 inches. Looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and get our lace clipped and then tie the knot. And that is how to do the standard XX eye web.